The seventh point is learn the English language. If I say learn the English language, it might sound a bit ironic, right? Because if you're an international student and you've gotten admission and funding and you're coming to the United States, it means the school knew that you could speak English. So why am I saying this? The reason why I'm saying you should learn the English language before coming is because, Ghana, our way of speaking English and writing English is British way or British style, right? But you are coming to America and there's a difference between the British way of speaking and writing and the American way of speaking and writing. But one thing that is going to help you is that when you come here, your laptop and your phone, most of the devices that you use are going to change into a default setting where it's going to be the American style. So it makes things pretty much easier for you. But then you still have to be mindful. It's not just the writing that you're going to do when you come here. Like I said, most of the devices you're going to use automatically, they are going to be in American format. So it becomes pretty much easier. But what about the speaking? You are going to be in a class where you have to speak. You're going to be in places where you want to build connection, you have to speak with people. You don't want to be like me, that when I came to the United States, sometimes I have to repeat myself like 10 times before the person I'm speaking with would get what I'm trying to say. And sometimes when they speak, I have to alert them for them to repeat themselves before I can hear them. Sometimes I can go out and by the time I come back home, my lips are very heavy because I was repeating things just to get my message across to the person that I was talking to. It wasn't my fault. The environment here is not where I grew up, so it becomes difficult to adjust. But as time goes on, some people came within 2 months, they adjusted. Some people, it took them 1 semester. Some people, it took them 1 year. Some people, 2 years. So it takes time, but it is an intentional and deliberate effort. You have to be deliberate and intentional about knowing how to speak the kind of language here in terms of the American English, right? Because the more you know how to speak it, the more you are very attentive and listen to the words and the slangs and the jargons, whatever, the more it becomes very easier and adaptable for you to adjust within a short time. So please take note of that. The American way of speaking, sometimes it goes up, it comes down like that. So you have to be very careful, and their T is also very silent. So pay attention to some of these things. The more you know some of these things, the more it helps you. Some phrases they use, you might think, what is this? What are they talking about? I remember a time where we were going to play football. I asked the person, are you going to come? The person said, I'm down. What's the meaning of I'm down? Because if you say I'm down to someone in Ghana, the person might think that, oh, I'm down means you are not feeling well, you are not okay. No, that's not how it means. Here, if someone tells you I'm down, it means the person has agreed. It means the person is positive about whatever event that is happening and they are willing to come. That is the meaning of I'm down. There are a lot of instances like that. There are a lot of sentences or phrases like that where sometimes you think in the literal sense, oh, okay, I think it means this way. But you go deeper and you realize that this is not what the person actually meant. The person meant this. So you have to pay attention to some of these things. It's not rush. It comes with time. It comes with you being intentional about learning how it works here, and you'll be fine. The 8th point is that please, when you are coming to the United States, leave your local currency. That is something I wish I knew before coming. I knew it before coming. I knew that the cedis was not going to do anything here in the United States. You see, when you are in Ghana, other currencies can work where you can go and exchange it. You can go to the Forex Bureau and change some of these local currency or international currencies, and you are able to use it in your home country. That is not the case in America. I don't remember seeing someone going to the bank to change cedis to dollars in order to use it here. I've not seen it before. So please, if you know someone who has done that before, let me know in the comment section so that I can start taking some money or some cedis from Ghana so that I can change them into dollars and start using them here. So please pay attention to that. I remember when I was coming, I knew that, but mistakenly I brought some CD notes here, and truth be told, ever since I came here, the money is still there. I've not been able to use it. I've not been able to exchange it. I can't exchange it unless I go back to Ghana. That is when I'll be able to use that money. I mean, you get what I'm trying to talk about. So please pay attention to that. Don't come here with any local currency because it's not going to work. The 9th point, things I wish I knew, is healthcare here is very expensive. That's not to say in Ghana it's not expensive. I think it's expensive everywhere. Sometimes when it comes to this, I give it to my UK people because UK healthcare is free in UK. But US is very, very, very expensive. So please pay attention to that. If you're an international student and you are coming here to study and you are someone who likes getting sick easily, please be mindful. Once you take that plane and you step foot here, tell yourself, I cannot be sick. Tell yourself, my sickness, reduce now. Because if you don't have that mindset and you don't limit the way you are going to fall sick, then you have to pay a lot of money when you come here. Because like I said, the healthcare system here is very expensive. Like what goes into taking care of your health, talk about dental, it's very expensive. That was one of the reasons why I chose CU Boulder, because 99% of my health insurance was covered by the university. It's not the case for some international students in some other schools, per my knowledge and my research. Healthcare system here in America can be very expensive. I recount a case where someone got sick and called the ambulance, and it was an emergency case. After the person was admitted to the hospital and discharged, the person was charged with like $2,000, $3,000, sometimes even more, just for the ambulance. You have to pay attention to that, and you have to be aware of that before you come to the United States. When you come here, you make sure you are taking good care of your health. It shouldn't even be because you are coming here, that is why you should take care of your health. As an individual, as a person, you always have to make sure you are taking good care of your health so that you don't get sick anyhow. Because if you get sick or you are not signed on any insurance policy, it's going to be very difficult for you because you have to pay, and some of these monies you have to pay out of pocket. The 10th point that I wish I knew before coming to the United States is how making your hair is very expensive. So my ladies, it's very expensive to make your hair. Sometimes it can even cost you $300 or $400 or even more just to braid or just to make your hair as a lady. And the guys too. The first time I came here that I tried trimming, it was a Black American. So I thought, oh, Black American, at least he understands our kind of hair. So that guy destroyed my hair. He destroyed it. He just destroyed it. And I paid like $70 just for my hair. And I still didn't get a good haircut. Ever since I came here to the United States, I've tried like 4 different barbers and they all didn't do well with my hair. And the least I paid from all of that was $50. So you can imagine it's very expensive, and yet you might not, get a proper hair done. That is why I said sometimes it's good to know how to do some of these things yourself. I've tried it, but when I tried, I looked like something. So please pay attention to that. If it's something you are good at, that is good to help you. If something that you are not good at, you think you can work on by yourself, try and start doing it by yourself. Try and learn how to do it by yourself. Other than that, you always have to pay. And sometimes it's not the paying that is, a problem for some of us, but you paying that money and they're not doing a good job. That is what sometimes becomes a problem for some of us. So please pay attention to that, because if you know how to do it by yourself, it will help you. Last but one point, the 11th point is being lonely, right? You've heard this a couple of times from a lot of people who travel abroad. Being lonely in the United States is something else. Everyone here is busy. Everyone here is grinding, trying to put some food on their table, and they don't have time for that kind of community base like how Ghana, you have that community building sense and all of that. Here it's not like that. Here is very independent or individualistic, right? Everyone for himself, God for us all. So when you come here, you have to make conscious effort of building intentional relationships or connections with people, which I've been able to do. And every time I look back at the connections that I've been able to build, I just feel, oh, okay, I think this is something good that I did for myself. Because there are times you need someone to talk to. There are times you need someone who can listen to you, who can hear you. And if you don't have that community, because imagine you are going through some stuff, you want to talk to someone, and you are trying to call someone back home. Look at the time difference. Time difference here in Ghana is like 6 to 7 hours. So by the time you want someone to talk to in Ghana, they are asleep. You get a point. So it's good to build that rapport connection here. Join a church, join associations, join the African community. Don't isolate yourself. You will need help. You will need help. So don't be like, oh, I'm an introvert. Hey, associate yourself with people, because that is how America works. Sometimes you are able to get opportunities based on the kind of connections you build with people. It's not all about the books. It's not all about going to class and being fixated about, oh, my books. Build connections. Go for conferences. Partner with people. Collaborate with people, because it's going to help you eventually, okay? And the last thing, I put this last because some people might not really buy into this idea, but I feel one thing that I wish I knew before coming to the United States is learning the American culture. Yeah, and it's not bad to do it, because this is a state that you're going to be in for God knows when. So why don't you want to familiarize yourself or get yourself acquainted with the kind of culture here? Know some of their holidays, Independence Day, Thanksgiving Day. There are some holidays that they don't joke with it. You see them come in their numbers, gather, they eat. Here, Thanksgiving holiday is even bigger than Christmas celebration. Based on what I've noticed here in Colorado, it might be different from other states, right? But you have to know some of these things, and sometimes it also helps you to know the history behind some of these happenings or some of the holidays or events. You don't just be in a country and you don't know anything that is happening. Someone asks you something, oh, I heard America, you guys are on holiday. What is it about? You don't even know anything about it. That's a very big day for them. It's a very historic day for the Americans. So sometimes it's good for you to get yourself acquainted with some of these holidays, because it helps you. You don't want to find yourself in a group or places where they are talking about some American stuff and you have nothing to contribute. Something like sports is also very important to them. The American football, very, very important to them. So you have to know what goes into some of these things. Thank you. I hope this was helpful. Bye.